I'm Tommy Heaney from Heaneys restaurant in Cardiff. I've been a chef now for about 20 years. To show you a little bit about what we do here, so we do small plates using a lot of fresh seafood, shellfish, and yeah, we just kind of like to keep things simple and let the main ingredients speak for itself, really. So just behind me here, you can see a bunch of names on the wall. When we first opened the restaurant, we launched a crowdfund, so Kickstarter crowdfund, give people the opportunity to kind of buy vouchers and meals in advance, and that really helped us basically create what we've done here today. So without all these amazing people behind me, this probably wouldn't be here. So from a young age, school wasn't my thing. I just basically wanted to get out and just start working as soon as possible. I wasn't the best kid in the world, so I got myself in a bit of trouble. My mum and dad sent me out to the States where my uncle had a restaurant, started washing dishes, and I just remember watching the chefs and just thinking, I want to be doing that. I don't want to be stuck over here washing dishes. So yeah, I just kept watching them, kept asking them if anything I could do, give them a hand. And yeah, just kind of fell into it then, and once I started doing it, I just absolutely loved it. I loved the competitive side of it, I loved the pressure, but then there's a lot of rewards that come from that as well. Basic training is really important. I mean, you know, knife skills, we get it, people coming in here, chefs coming in here, and every knife has its own job, and it's important to know how to use it. It's important you use the right chopping boards, all that, you know, because as I say, it's a safe practice. So here at Heaneys, we try our best to work with suppliers we've used for years. You know, we love to use locally sourced ingredients, but also, you know, I'm from Ireland myself. My lamb comes from a farm just up the road from where I used to live, which gets shipped over then. Fish, we tend to use fish from Cornwall. Oysters, again, come from Ireland. We had a holiday home across the road from Carneyford Oyster Farm, so it kind of brings back memories of things like that. So I think every ingredient that we use has a story behind it, and it's important that we kind of treat that ingredient with respect and try and get that across on the plate. So today we're going to be cooking a cod dish, really simple. Cod's not exactly renowned for being an expensive cut of fish, but treated properly, you really benefit from the awards. We're going to do cod with potato terrine, whiskey peppercorn sauce, and tarmasalata. So as you can see, you've got a recipe card here with a beautiful picture of me on it. We're going to start from the things we're going to take the longest time. So the potato terrine, which we're going to make, we'll have to slice that down. We're going to layer it with clarified butter, and then we're going to bake that for probably about 45 minutes to an hour, and then we're going to press that in the fridge, and that will take about 3-4 hours to press, okay? In the meantime then, we will make our peppercorn sauce, and while that's reducing, we'll make our tarmasalata, then we'll finish off by baking our cod, frying our potato, finish with a little bit of tender stem broccoli, and yeah, enjoy. So the peppercorn sauce is very basic. It's a traditional recipe I suppose you would use for steak au poivre or anything like that, but instead of using a beef or a chicken stock, we're using a fish stock. So what we'll do is we'll sweat off our shallots, garlic, and then we'll add our whiskey. We'll flambe that to release the alcohol from it. We'll add our peppercorns, and then we'll add our fish stock. We'll reduce that down. We'll add our cream. And then we'll finish it with some chopped chervil and chopped tarragon, which will really complement the fish. We're going to make our tarma salata, or smoked cod roe. So we've got here smoked cod roe. So this is basically Atlantic cod roe, which they brine for about 24 hours, and then they smoke. We cut it up, and we use all these lovely fish eggs inside, okay? In a blender with 400 grams of cod roe, 40 grams of mustard, the juice of 2 lemons. We've got here 100 grams of bread. This is just shop bought bread. And what we do is we take it out and we squeeze all that, it's soaked in milk, sorry. And then we squeeze all that milk out of it, and then that goes in there. While it's blending, we've got 500 grams of olive oil and 2 cloves of garlic, which you can see. And what we've done is we've taken that up to temperature, and we've just let the garlic roast in the oil, rather than getting that quite raw garlic flavour, which is quite intense and overpowering. And then we're just going to emulsify the oil into the egg roll with everything else in it until you get like a nice thick smoked mayonnaise flavour, okay? So once that's all blended, you'll end up with a thick smoked mayonnaise, which should be that kind of consistency. Now that that's made, our peppercorn sauce, as you can see here, is just reducing away. I would say that's probably about another 4 or 5 minutes off. Just want it nice and thick, almost so it just coats the back of a spoon. Okay, so our potato terrine has come out, and that's the kind of consistency you will get. So you can see all them lovely layers of potato, and what binds that together is the fat from the butter. So our cod has come from Cornwall. What we've done is we filleted that, taken the bones out. We tend to only use the centre of the loin. We salt it for 10 minutes, and then we wash it off. Then we've portioned it, but we've decided we want to keep this really delicate. Take our fish, a little bit of salt, and that is it. So I'll pop that in the oven for about 6 minutes. Okay. In the meantime, we're just going to cook off the rest of the dish. Okay, so this is a plancha, you can't just use a pan. A little bit of salt. Okay, our peppercorn sauce is nearly there. Just a quick taste. A little bit of salt. Just gonna pass that. So now what we're going to do is drop the broccoli in the boiling water. We're only going to give that about 30 seconds, okay? Because what we want to do is we want to finish the process on the grill. Give it that nice charred, smoky flavour. We want to keep that broccoli quite al dente, so a nice little bit of crunch on it. Okay, so that's our fish out. It's really important that you treat fish the same way as you would treat meat. So you want to let it rest, okay? Lovely colour on that potato. The skin's got lovely fat on it, so we're just going to peel that off. And now we're ready to plate. Our tarmasalada. Our crumbs, which we've toasted in a little bit of paprika and oil. The seaweed. Our fancy chip. On with our cod. A little bit of broccoli. We finish with that lovely peppercorn whiskey sauce. Don't be afraid of it, use plenty of it. There we have it. Cod, tarmasalada, potato terrine, tender stem broccoli and a whiskey and peppercorn sauce.